of you who are here for executive school, can I get your hands up? Executive school students? Non-executive school students, can I get your hands up? Non-executive school students. Okay, one. All right. Three? One. Okay, two. Okay. All right. For those of you who are not attending executive school, it's okay that you hear this because I'm just going to be talking a little bit of how to use the meeting. This is module number 2 in the executive school training system. And Angelica and Fabio are coming in a second. They're just getting a little snack in before this because I think we're going to be eating a little late tonight. I didn't want them starving before the meeting. Gotta be a host to them. They always take care of us when we're up and abroad in Cucuta, Colombia. We had a great meeting in San Diego, and the presentation was amazing that they produced. So you guys are in for a treat today. What's going to happen is we're going to actually be talking about meetings and how to run a meeting. And in the meeting agenda, we're going to be talking about basically the 4 steps to run a meeting. So if you haven't adjusted yourself, you know, regarding what executive school is and all of that, I'm going to have Angelica and Fabio cover that a little bit tonight, but just a little bit, and then we're going to really kick off and run once we are at the restaurant this evening and we're pretty much by ourselves as an executive school class, okay? But the main thing I want to just talk about is in a meeting, there are 4 steps to a meeting that you should always practice, and sometimes I have to practice this because sometimes we have busy days, busy lives. About probably 80 or 90% of the people who are in Nu Skin and your organization are going to be part-time. And so that means they've had sometimes a busy work day, a hectic schedule, stress. You know, we had 2 stops at Advanced Litho, plus we went down to San Diego. That's really a lot of traveling, a lot of things going on. And sometimes you got to remember to kind of let go of the day. So we call this meeting before the meeting, grounding meeting, where you kind of let go of the day. Leave your problems in the trunk of your car, and you really get centered and get prepared for what's going to happen during the meeting. So the second step is the meeting itself, and we're going to cover meeting agenda and all of that in our second step. And then our third step is the meeting after the meeting. The most important meeting to have in Nu Skin is the meeting after the meeting. So, you know, oftentimes I bring up people to the front of the room that want to do Nu Skin, and then they walk back to you, and a lot of people don't know what to do. What do I do now that they're back with me? What is the procedure? What is the job of me as a distributor with Nu Skin? And so we're going to discuss just briefly tonight before we start the meeting this agenda, that the meeting after the meeting. That's the most important one I want you guys to take notes on, because if you do that right, your business is going to flourish. You do that one poorly, and you will have literally hours and hours and hours of follow-up. Okay? And then the last meeting is the eating after the meeting. That's when usually the generals get together and they discuss strategy of how to do Nu Skin. So we're going to be covering these 4 agenda points, and I'm going to start with the meeting before the meeting, since that's what time it is. It's the meeting before the meeting. And so this is the grounding meeting. So what I want you guys to do is everybody stand up. This is kind of a big group to do this with, but I'm going to do it anyway. Everybody hold hands and try to make a circle around the room. Make a circle all the way around the room. One circle, not 2 or 3 rings, just one big circle that will go all the way to the back. You guys will probably have to be shoulder to shoulder. You'll probably have to be all the way squeezed up in the front here. Everybody all together?
Mike, you can't.
Getting there.
Okay? So everything we do in executive school will be practice. So we're gonna practice a meeting today. We're gonna practice a grounding today. So you get an idea how to do a grounding. So everybody close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And exhale. And everybody take another deep breath. And this time you're gonna say, ah. And let any stress of the day kind of float, drift down your body, down through the floor, and feel it just kind of dripping down through the ground. Any stress of the day, any maybe things that happened, any different focuses, and let it all out through the floor so we can kind of get our energy here in the room. And take another deep breath. And with a sigh, just go, ah. Here we are home with friends and family of Nu Skin. And I want you to visualize in your mind a beautiful ring that surrounds all of us. A ring like a halo, just like slightly behind each of our head and forming a ring all the way around the room. A halo that's just joining us all together. Now take a deep breath and blow upwards this time. Ready? With your mouth really forcefully. Ready? And see the beautiful white cloud in the middle of the room forming. Take another deep breath. Blow again. And see that white cloud, just lightning bolts now are sparking and shivering down into the seats. And you can see all of these lightning bolts literally planting little lightning bolts on every seat. And you can see those sharp, jagged lightning bolts, and when people sit on it, they go, whoa, I feel Nu Skin or something, what was that? And see now all of us connected. Take another deep breath, and blow. And now see it like just little snowballs just kind of bouncing up and down on each of the chairs, and bouncing onto our shoulders, and bouncing now out the room. And connecting as soon as people come and get greeted in the front and hello, are you here for a Nu Skin? And they're like all of a sudden, yes I am, and they got a big smile on their face. And they're walking in, and as people are walking in, see them being greeted not only by their sponsor, but all of the people in the room are so friendly and smiling and active and happy. And they're going, wow, what's up with these people? Something's wrong. People's not supposed to be this happy. And now they sit down in the seat, they get stuck by their little lightning bolt, and now they feel a little electricity running up and down their body. And now they sit down a little further in the back of the seat, and that little snowball goes into them, and they feel like, wow, there's a nice feeling, a cool feeling, a really good feeling, and they're feeling really excited. And they're going, now we got the presenters, and Alan Nagao comes up to the front of the room, Angelica comes to the front of the room, Fabio comes to the front of the room, and they start doing their presentation and demo, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, this is the coolest thing I ever saw in my life. And I want this, this is what I was looking for. And they feel that energy, and they go, man, I don't feel any of the problems of the day because I see a very brighter future for myself. And they're jumping up into the front of the room at the end of the meeting, and they're like, yes, 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 I want to do this. This is exciting. And they walk back to the room, and you show them the compensation, and they're like, really? Bonus pool? All right, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And now you see them all signing in, and they're like, yes, yes, yes. You're gonna train me by tomorrow? Okay, I'm ready. I want to do this. I want to do this. Can I come to the executive school? And you know, sorry, you missed it. Oh, shucks, man, I really wanted to come. And they're so excited. Maybe we make some exceptions. We let them in. And then they come to the restaurant tonight, and they're like, okay, I'm in for all the training. I'm ready. Let's go. And now they're leaving for the evening, and just you see them going out with just this beautiful halo, almost the same looking halo that's around this whole room. You see them wearing it now out the door, and you can feel them, and they're connected to Nu Skin. And with that, anyway, slowly open your eyes, blink a few times, see the room. Okay, so we call that little grounding exercise of potentizing, and this is the way we potentize a room. We put all those little lightning bolts, so when you guys sit down, kind of feel it as you guys sit back down. And if centers, what you guys are experiencing now that we did that? Energized? Calm, ready, focused? All right, good. Okay. So just to be kind of on schedule here and everything, we got 7 more minutes, and is Fabio and those guys in here already? Okay, come on up over here, and you may have to translate. Patty, Patricia, can you translate, because Martha lost her voice on the trip. So when they come in, I want you to give them a really, really warm welcome, and when they say, okay, that's enough, clap even louder, okay, everybody? Okay. Angelica, Fabio. This is Fabio and they always start with good evening, and when they say good evening, your response is bien. How are you doing? Bien. Super. No. Bien. Wait. Muy bien. Super bien. Requete bien. Okay. So say it again. Can you teach us that? What you're gonna say? The response.
Buenas noches. ¿Cómo están?
Bien. Muy bien. Super bien. Requete bien. That one time, ready? So you're gonna say bien, muy bien, super bien, requete bien, bien, requete bien. Okay, ready? Set. Go one more time.
Buenas noches, ¿cómo están?
Bien, muy bien, super bien, requete bien. So everything we do when we're at a meeting, move fast, walk with urgency, smile. These are very important parts of a meeting. So,
sit down.
This is not on. On the yes, it's on there. So when we're doing our pre-meeting, you're grounding, you're shaking off everything from the day, you're setting targets for the meeting, and we're going to be clear on assignments for next meeting. That's what you should be doing during the grounding, meaning that people will get assigned different tasks. Okay, they'll get assigned. Maybe you're going to do the registration next week, and maybe you're going to do the compensation plan next week. So everybody has their task and their job for the next week. Why do we set it the week before? You guys got to respond. Why do they set it? Huh?
Preparation. We can prepare.
No. Why do we set it the week before? Why 1 week before? It is preparation, yes.
Preparing for the meeting.
Right?
Energy.
Energy.
Question and answer.
Right? What happens is if you set up people to do next week, will they show up? Yeah. Okay. So part of it is so that you can get more people showing up at the next meeting, okay? So that's what we're doing. We're going to be clear on assignments for the week and for the next week. So tonight's assignments, tomorrow's assignments, we're being really clear who's going to do what, how we're going to do it. So we don't look like a mess when we're up in the front of the room. We have it organized. You're going to set up AV, you're going to set up audio, you're going to set up the music, you're going to set up this, all of the things that are going on, okay? What's going to happen is I want Fabio and Angelica to just, can you translate for them? I want them to just talk about why they had executive school. What is the purpose of executive school? What caused them to need the executive school? And you only have like 5 minutes. Okay? So who wants to do that? Okay? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Toledo.
You can say good evening again. We can try it again. We can practice.
Bueno, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Bien. Muy bien.
Te voy a hacer-
Buenas noches, ¿cómo están?
Bien. Muy bien. Súper bien.
Ok, gracias. Ese es un saludo que tenemos en Cúcuta antes de iniciar cualquier evento. Es para subir un poquito la energía y consideramos que la energía es muy importante. Tiene que haber una buena sinergia para que podamos trabajar.
Okay, we have that greeting before we start our meeting. I think that brings a lot of energy and energy.
La universidad nació de una dificultad.
We created this university because it was created because we have a difficulty.
Pero Alan nos ha enseñado que no es dificultad, es una oportunidad.
Alan told us that it's not a difficult situation that we had, it was an opportunity that we had.
Hace 5 meses tuvimos la oportunidad de que el equipo creció bastante.
We had an opportunity 5 months before to have
Hace 5 meses.
Tuvimos la oportunidad de que el equipo creció bastante.
Okay.
5 months ago. We had the opportunity to increase our organization.
Y duramos todo un mes entrenando todos los días, mañana y tarde y noche, mañana, tarde y noche todo el mes.
We started to get trained every day, every night, every weekend.
Y llegó a fin de mes y nos entrenamos tanto que no hicimos nada.
And came the end of the month, and we realized that we didn't do anything.
Entonces duramos con mi esposa 2 meses planificando qué temas se deberían dictar en la universidad.
And I was talking with my wife what kind of themes we have to talk about in the university.
¿Cómo se deberían dictar?
How we have to detect this.
¿Qué primero, qué segundo, qué tercero, qué cuarto?
What to do first, second, and third.
E iniciamos la primera universidad.
And then we initiated the first university.
¿Alguno de ustedes ha ido a la escuela o a la universidad?
Some of you went to the school or university.
El sistema es el mismo. Hay que estar inscritos antes de cierta fecha.
The system is the same. We have to register before a date.
Hay que cancelar un semestre.
We have to cancel a semester.
Todos los días hacemos un quiz.
Okay.
Quizzes.
Prueba.
Every day we have to do a quiz,
Quiz.
Y hacemos todo que sea práctico, didáctico.
and we have to do everything that have to be practiced.
Los resultados fue que en un mes de manejar un volumen grupal de 12,000 puntos, en un mes que manejábamos con el equipo 12,000 puntos,
In 1 month, we start managing 12,000 points.
en 3 meses lo aumentamos a 65,000 puntos.
In 3 months, we increased it to 63,000 points.
De que en un mes me daban la 1 de la mañana escaneando documentos y enviando, escaneando y enviando.
And one day, I was around 1 in the morning, and I was scanning papers.
Y ya llevo 3 meses que no envío un solo documento.
And in the past 3 months, I haven't done anything.
Desarrollamos
No,
líderes que sean autosuficientes. Desarrollamos líderes que sean
We
autosuficientes.
developed leaders that were
Suficientes.
self-sufficient,
Y los resultados han sido magníficos.
and the results were great.
So can I say something? So that you guys understand clearly, what happened was they built the university out of necessity. Because they were expanding their team and they found themselves just training all the time. And therefore they were training, but they weren't doing any of their work. So when they developed the university system, they do in 6 days, and they can teach more information, and yet they can do all of their work. And so that was the important thing. And so this increased their sales, but also there is one other really key point I think he's talking about, is that, you know, oftentimes we're like mothers to our downline. We take care, anybody can relate to this? And we take care of them so much, we end up doing all of their paperwork and we're doing all of this work, and that's what they were doing. With all of their new people, they were doing all of that work. Now what they do is teach them how to do the work so they can complete. And so now he doesn't have to fax in their paperwork. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so part of the university and tonight's issues tonight are just the basic trainings, like how to do the paperwork, how to do the basic things. And for some of you, you might say, I know how to do that. Well, does all your downline know how to do that? And if not, then how are you going to train them? And so this is a simple way you can get all of that stuff done. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to be introducing Angelica and Fabio later on this evening because of time constraints here. We're right at 6:30, and I want to honor our amazing host over here and leaders of the event over here today, because we've had a tremendous time to put this together. Literally, it was the end of the last convention, and Fabio and Angelica were here, and we were trying to figure out how we. Everybody said, "This is crazy. You guys should run a university while they're here," and we knew we didn't have anything, zero preparation on this. So we said, "Well, how are we going to do this?" And we just said, "Well, if we were to do it, how would we accomplish this?" And Derek Bentley got a call on the phone by Steve Wong, and I think it was Sherry Lung. And when Sherry Lung tells you to do something, what do you do, Derek? You run, right? You run it. You do it as fast as you can, right? So he got off the plane, probably got his voice message and said, "Okay, I gotta do this," right? And so Derek Bentley took some effort to get this done. I suggested that we might start here on Tuesday. So we had a great day yesterday at Disney. And we had a really fun time and really great time. And so what's going on is we put this together really over last night. We were still trying to finalize details. All of you who came in for executive school are already paid, for the meeting already, and we took care of all of that for you guys. We were going to go out to a meeting tonight after this. At a pizza place. We'll have a little snack. It won't be really a full meal, but it'll at least take you guys over the hunger, and that way we could have the room, which is the pizza shop down the street. Really excellent, by the way. We've tried it before, and we're going to pre-order stuff so it'll be all ready for us when we get there. We can do it. So when we exit this room tonight, and I know you might have some guests, and you might want to hang out with your guests for a meeting after the meeting, I would suggest just set up a time when you can have a meeting after the meeting tomorrow. And then we're just going to exit, go down there, because we got a whole module to do, a 2-hour module we're going to do in 1 hour, okay, tonight. So that's going to be pretty tight timing. Tomorrow we're going to kind of get more in the groove, because we'll have our own room, it'll be all night, and we will have a little snack, just really small snacks. So try to eat before you come to these events, but I know it's 6 o'clock at night, and for some of you, you guys are driving, and we don't want you to be eating, tacos on the road and crash your car or anything like that. So we will have a small snack for you guys, but basically it's going to 10. So I just want to let you guys know it's a pretty intense schedule, because we're doing 2 modules a night. Okay, it's also being translated, so that takes a little longer because we wanted them to teach us rather than us. Finally, what's going to happen is that's going to be on Wednesday and on Thursday, and we should, if we could complete all of the modules, we should be complete by Thursday night. But we decided to have Saturday as a fallback plan. Anything that gets missed, and I think it's going to probably end up product training, which I think everybody loves product training, as far as I can tell. So because of that, we decided to put Saturday 9 to 1. Saturday is going to be a day also where we're going to really set some really solid and achievable goals, and then we're going to go off on Saturday night. Saturday at noon we're going to have a luncheon, so that will be typically a meal, a lunch, and then that was all paid for, covered within your $30 registration. All of the meeting rooms, everything was covered, and I think it's free parking every night as well, so that's pretty good. So we tried to keep it economical. In Cucuta, Colombia, they charge $7.50. That includes the meal, that includes all of the materials for the workshop, and that includes actually you know, the room fees. Now in Cucuta, the leaders actually cover some of the room fees, so that's really nice. And so this time, luckily, we were able to get restaurants that would allow us to stay for 4 hours. So that was the room and the meal kind of together. Okay, there won't be full meals. Let me just trust me. You cannot get in LA full meals, 4 of them, for $30. Okay. So just imagine that when you guys come to the thing. Bring whatever you like to eat yourself. Okay. What we're going to be covering right now is Bill Rader here? Where's Bill? Can you grab him? I just want to really recognize him for helping us with this whole process. I mean, it was quite crazy yesterday as we were trying to put all of this together. But Bill, anyway, did a fantastic job and gave literally quite a huge discount for us to get into the room today. And we actually were able to cover the entire room registration. So where's Bill here? Is Bill coming? Okay, good. When Bill comes up to the front, please give him a really warm welcome. And you guys know how to do this now. It's been really, you know, an amazing time being with Fabio and Angelica. We've had just as much learning from them as they had from us. So it's been an equal exchange of energy. Why we love to have new leaders come and teach is because they're the most current. Wouldn't you agree? Sometimes even as a team elite, you know, I have certain habits that I do now in my business, right? I drive around in my motor coach. I arrive at a meeting, the meeting's all set up. The room looks like this, right? I mean, this is what I arrive to every day in my process. And you forget, sometimes you forget the basic things. Like, oh, gotta remember to, you know, like I don't even hardly bring a projector anymore. I came in here and I looked at Derek, I said, is the PowerPoint ready? And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, right, I gotta do all of that. But you know, you forget sometimes as a leader. Anyway. Tell leaders, because when you're in a pinch and you need some help, you can call leaders and they're gonna solve the problem. And Stephen